David Rantis here from Wake Up It's Football and with SB Nation. When looking at the Week 16 matchups in the NFL, there's a handful of games that do stand out. One of those being the New York Giants at the Baltimore Ravens. There's a lot of playoff implications on the line in this one, especially for the New York Giants, so let's take a look at the NFC playoff picture. The Giants are on the outside looking in as the NFC East is controlled by the Washington Redskins. There's a three-way tie between them and the Cowboys at 8-6. But the Giants do control their own destiny. Although the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings do control wild card spots as of right now, the Giants can still win a playoff berth by winning these last two games of the season. This game is very important for the Giants to win against the Ravens. Speaking of the Ravens, they already clinched a playoff berth. They did not clinch their division yet. So what they have to do is win one more game either this weekend or Week 17 in order to clinch the AFC North. So let's get to this preview for this week. You have the Giants going into Baltimore. Both teams are coming off of losses. An ugly loss at that for the Giants when they got shut out by the Falcons 34-0. And in that game, real quick, time of possession was crucial. The Giants' offense was not on the field that long, and the Atlanta Falcons controlled that game for 17 minutes more. One big reason why the Giants lost that game and didn't put points up on the board. For the Ravens, they're coming off of the 34-17 loss to the Broncos, and they really started to put points up on the board late. So again, that was a loss that was quite ugly for the Ravens. But one of these teams has to win this weekend. I think the Giants are going to need it more, as I mentioned, with the playoff implications. But I think it's going to be a game that's going to be a little bit more high scoring. And the reason why I say that is both teams are ranked in the 20s between pass defense and rush defense. You know, if you can't stop the pass, you can't stop the run, points will be scored. If you ask me which team will win this weekend, I'm going to lean more towards the Giants. The reason why I say that is they need this game, and they showed in the past that they can do it, especially late in the season, to go on those 5-6 game winning streaks into the postseason. The Ravens can afford to lose this game and still win the division next week, and not to mention they are already in the playoffs. So with that being said, I'm going to get to a few breakout performances. With the Giants winning, I think Victor Cruz will have a big game. And the reason why I say that is Victor Cruz in wins has 48 receptions, 640 yards, and 8 touchdowns. In losses with the Giants, he has 31 receptions for 379 yards and 1 touchdown. So you can see how big of an impact performer he is when the Giants do win. For the Baltimore Ravens, Torrey Smith is likely going to be out. He did not practice this week due to a concussion, or he did not practice today, I should say, due to a concussion. And he might very well could be held out of this next weekend's game against the Giants. With that said, Joe Flacco's going to need a go-to guy. Dennis Pitta, the tight end, has showcased some great numbers these last two games. With 12 receptions for 171 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a 61-yard reception against the Broncos where he broke all kinds of tackles to get a score on that play. So I think Dennis Pitta for the Ravens and Victor Cruz for the Giants will be impact performers this weekend. But when breaking the game down, I think it's going to be more of an offensive game than a defensive game, especially with the injuries that the Baltimore Ravens have and the Giants secondary that can't really stop the pass. So, like I mentioned, I've got the Giants in this one. Throw your comments down on who you think will win this game between the Giants and the Ravens. But that's all I got for you guys today. Again, David Rantis here from Wake Up It's Football and with SB Nation.